Hello everybody, my name is KingStix and I have a brand new coaching video for you guys. Today we're going to be looking at Fuck Whistle. I believe he sent me in this one. So taking a quick look at your games played, I would suggest moving away from Udyr because he's honestly in a really bad spot right now. You could still play him in normals or whatever, but if you're concerned purely about climbing in ranked and improving your champion pool, I would suggest dropping Udyr. Hecarim you can keep, but I don't recommend it. Graves, definitely drop him. You clearly don't grasp him or you don't really know how to play him just based off the win rate. Also, Graves isn't that strong right now. Maokai is decent. If you need an AP tank jungler, you can hold on to him. Just learn how to play him a little bit better. I'm not quite sure if you've been playing Tryndamere in the jungle or as a top laner, so I'm not really going to comment on this. I'll just say try to learn a little bit better before you play him. And ultimately, try to cut down your champion pool a little bit. You have a pretty big champ pool right here. You want to try to cut it down to 3 champs per role. 3 champs max, typically at least per patch. So right now you should really only be playing 3 different jungle champions, preferably 1 tank, 1 damage, and 1 bruiser. Playing 2 tanks and 1 damage is good enough. You don't really have to worry about bruisers right now in the meta. Alright, so looking at your Nocturne game, let's take a look. One thing that really bothers me is your Keystone. I personally don't see any good Nocturnes take Fervor. Fervor inherently doesn't work with Nocturne's kit and playstyle. Ultimately, Nocturne is an assassin jungler who relies on one-shotting the enemy AD carry or mid laner in a team fight to make it a 5v4 and then winning the fight that way. He doesn't really rely on extended fights, and Fervor is best in extended fights, long periods of time, and brawl it out. But like I said, Nocturne is all about one-shotting someone and then winning 5v4. So I would recommend getting away from Fervor and transitioning over to Thunderlords. This is the mastery page I highly recommend, and you'll see a lot of high elo Nocturne players take it. For your items, your start is fine. I like the Hunter's Machete pot, refillable. Nocturne players who don't know what they're doing will start with 3 potions, and that's honestly really bad. Your initial jungle item is perfect, Skirmisher's Saber. Getting the pink word is also very nice. One thing I would recommend staying away from, don't get Berserker's Graves so early on Nocturne. They're not very needed because your ultimate is really the only time you're going to be ganking for the most part. And your ultimate will get you there. You won't need your boots because your ultimate will get you there. They'll be feared, which will slow them, speed you up. Your Q will be speeding you up as well, so you don't really have to worry about getting tier 2 boots. Getting tier 1 is fine, but avoid getting Berserker Greaves till after you have your Enchanted Warrior. After that, I highly recommend getting an Edge of Night instead of Youmuu's because you want to be getting true one-shots where you're killing them with just your ultimate, a few auto attacks, and a Q. You don't want to be staying on them for a long period of time, so I'd recommend not getting Ghostblade or at least getting it after your Edge of Night. I will say that if you do go for Edge of Night, it's best to do what you did and get a utility item like Maw of Mortius or a Guardian's Angel, so this is fine. I noticed the enemy team does have a lot of AP. Malphite does AP, Warwick's spells do AP, and so does Malzahar, so if any of them were shutting you down, this isn't a bad purchase. However, I will say that if you're playing the team fight right, I'd typically avoid items like that unless the whole enemy team was pretty much AP, so if this Darius was a Rumble, then definitely. But we'll look into the game. With your level order, I'm not a big fan of taking E at level 2. The reason is because you really shouldn't be doing level 2 ganks on Nocturne anyways. They are fairly weak. You're actually going to want to be taking your W at level 2. This may seem silly, but you don't really need to fear a monster camp at level 2. You shouldn't be that low on health. Also, your W gives you a base 20% attack speed at level 1. Which is really going to increase your clear speed, also give you more health because of your passive, because every time you auto attack something, it reduces your passive's cooldown, and your passive does heal you. This is going to be really nice, especially whenever you're clearing an AoE camp like raptors, wolves, golems, etc. Go ahead and take your W at level 2, E at level 3, and then max your E second and your W last. You are right in your maxing order, however, like I said, take your W at level 2, and your E at level 3. This is the leveling order I recommend right here. Also, a reason why you max your E before your W is because you want the increased fear duration because it's going to help you one-shot your target in the mid and late game. Your fear also does do a little bit of magic damage over 2 seconds, so that's also going to help you a little bit with your burst. Your shield, generally, you're only going to be using it really once in a team fight, which is why we're going to be maxing it last because it's not going to help us hold him down. and it's not going to be giving us too much other than its base 20% bonus attack speed at level 1. Looking at your runes are fine. However, I will say taking lethality reds is a hell of a lot better in the late game, especially since you are in lower elo. I would suggest taking lethality reds instead, but that's not necessary. Attack speed blues, I like this. This is really aggressive. It's going to help out your clears early game, get you to level 6 a lot quicker. However, I will say whenever the enemy team has a bunch of AP like this, I would suggest taking Scaling MR or Scaling Cooldown Reduction. Scaling MR will help you out a lot, taking less damage. However, it's not really going to help you with your burst, which is why I would suggest taking Scaling Cooldown Reduction, which is going to get your ult up faster so you can get more picks more consistently. Taking 9 flat armors is normal on Nocturne. There's nothing wrong with this. And your quints are fine. The 3 attack speed is very standard. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, with your masteries, get away from this. You're going to want to take the page I'm showing right here. Go with Thunderlords. It's definitely the way to go. I see you've also been playing a little bit of Jungle Twitch. Unless you know how to use attack move click and understand how to kite your camps, I wouldn't really suggest playing Jungle Twitch because it can be very difficult. You'll be way too low on HP. Also, in lower elo, teammates don't understand how to pilfer you, so teamfights can be very tricky. So in general, until you learn how to use attack move click, I wouldn't suggest playing Jungle Twitch. All right, let's take a look at the gameplay. Okay, so we're into the game. You got your items, you're moving out of your base, everything looks good. Looks like you're gonna start your Raptors, which is fine. I like Raptor start on Nocturne. It gets him the most XP possible. Yeah, this looks fine. Killing the small ones first is good. If you were to focus down the big one, you would have taken way too much damage. It would have been nice if you got a leash though. Whoa, where are you going? Okay. So first off, you are playing against a Warwick. I would have liked to see you get down vision onto your blue buff. But since you are in lower elo, he probably won't take it. But if he watches my videos, he's definitely already taking your blue and is working on the grump right now. But like I said, ward it or assume he's not taking it. After taking your Raptors, take your red buff. You're already right here. Get your red buff and move on. It's a really awkward path to go from raise to this all the way back down to this. Just go ahead and get your Raptors, your red, and then you can work up, do your wolves blue, and then gromp. Okay, so you walked over there. I'm not sure why. It looks like you are actually going to do your red buff. You wasted a lot of time doing that. Taking your red, it looks fine. Come up, wolves, this looks good. And now go straight to your blue buff. Right now, you don't really need to be looking out for any ganks, especially with your top laner being a tank. Right here, for example, you can gank the Malphite. It's Malphite against Cho'Gath. Even if you do get a kill on Malphite, it's not really going to benefit Cho'Gath so much. Neither one of them can really kill each other in lane, and they're both just going to scale into the late game. Cho'Gath actually scales harder because of his ultimate than Malphite, technically. So you don't actually have to touch top. Now, mid lane isn't here, so you can't gank mid, so I'm glad you didn't come here. And running all the way bot wouldn't really work. However, since it is a Darius support, I would suggest you camping bot. This is a definite kill lane. Right here, what I would really like to see is take Scuttle, then gank top, but since you are already here, if you are going to gank, come up behind him like this, in this bush. Don't run at him like this because you're not going to get it. Let's see what you do. Okay, you were lazy. You didn't go around. If you would have run around, it would have probably been a kill. So he sees you. He sees you from here. He's already running away from you, and look how far he is away from you. You can't really catch him. Okay, you got his flash at least. That's good enough. Now, you don't really want to fight this because Cho'Gath is out of mana, so just basically run away. There's no point in fighting this. Go down into the river and take Scuttle, in my opinion. At this point, there's no reason in really staying. You're just wasting your own time. Just let Cho'Gath use his teleport and come back to lane. That ward was fine. You really need to get out, though. You're wasting a lot of time. You could have taken your Scuttle and nearly been at your Raptors by now, so definitely leave sooner. There's no reason to stay, especially since Cho'Gath has his teleport up. Honestly, take the Scuttle, fear it, kill it. Whenever you fear it, it'll take more damage while it's feared. It's like 30% more, so it's definitely worth doing. Since you do see Warwick top, I like how you're coming into his jungle to take his Raptors. Very smart move. And you can keep an eye on him this whole time. Warwick's really stupid for overstaying that long. One thing I don't like, this was a smart move. You saw him top, you could see him. But when you saw him, you knew he had red buff anyway, so there was 0 point in you walking over here. Even if Warwick showed up, you can't kill him. He can get away, he can fear you. He can just, he might even be able to 1v1 you, I'm not sure, but you already knew he had red buff. No point in walking up here, you're just wasting your own time. You need to be trying to get level 6 right now so you can really turn on your ganks. Getting Raptors is always good, lots of XP. Now I see you're almost halfway to level 6. Get the scuttle. I really wish you got the one on the other side as well. Alright, I want to go back and examine this. So you get the scuttle. So they're pushed up really far. Darius supports a garbage because he has no escapes and he has to play aggressive. So see what you do. You're coming in. Just turn on the Darius. Honestly, one thing I would recommend is not blowing your Q so early. Look, you're already behind him. You don't know if he has his flash or not. If you knew for a fact his flash was down, sure, go ahead and Q him. But since you're already behind him, you can just walk up to him. If he runs this way, he's fucked. Because look, MF and Turd are here. You can just flash with him if he runs this way. He's most likely going to run this way. So as he's running, just cut him off. He literally has to run through you. And if he flashes, you can just chase him down with your Q at that point. But don't use your Q so early. So you end up missing, he flashes. So you have to burn your flash here in a case where you shouldn't have had to. And you should have gotten a free kill. I don't know if I would chase Jhin. He could really be anywhere. What Jhin should do is basically just run here, hit plant, suicide into turret. So I'm not quite sure where you're going. Just take your red buff right now, in my opinion. Get level 6. And gank bot again. Now Warwick is level 5. He's over ganking himself. Alright. I mean, coming down for this camp isn't really useful. If you're waiting for your bot lane to come back so you can gank this again, that's one thing. But otherwise, I would suggest just moving on to over here. Because you saw Warwick mid. If Warwick knows what he's doing, he's probably going to try to take this since he saw you bot lane. So keep that in mind. Since you are already level 6. You blew that. You saw his blue buff is up. You could ult him from here and it wouldn't be bad. If you knew if his flash was up or not, that would be really good. But I guess you don't. I guess you might. If you know his flash is down, then this is fine. You blow his shield. And now we're going to be waiting to gank bot lane. I like this. Positioning yourself like this is really good when you have your ult. Because you could gank mid. Yasuo was a dingleberry and pushed it in. I don't know why. It looks like you're waiting for a gank bot. I would honestly not even ult. Darius doesn't have a sight stone yet, so you could just honestly just walk up, and once again, you know his flash is down because he just used it a little bit ago. So just walk up. I wouldn't ult. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so you're watching them, you're watching, and then they're not even running away, and you randomly decide to ult. I would personally just ran down there and done it, but I guess that works out. Next time, especially since it doesn't have sight stone, just run down. If you felt like one of them was gonna die, that'd be one thing, but honestly, neither one of them were even close to death. Backing is fine at this point. Whenever Warwick shows up on the map and you're like backing or farming a camp, you need to use your cursor, click on the mini map, and then click on him and see what buffs he has. If he has red or blue buff, click on him and look on the timers, like how much longer he has left on it, and then you can figure out if he stole your buff, if he's done his buff, and where he's been in general. It'll help you out a lot. So right now you see he hasn't taken a buff, and you just saw him walk past this area. So you know he's probably going for his blue or he's ganking your bot lane. So you should ping that out. And also, you know, this should be free. Once again, you saw he had no buffs. He's going this way. So you could come over here and take his red buff and then gank mid or top since you are behind the enemy mid lane and top laner. I would skip your blue right now and just go straight to his red. Once again, he shows up on the mini map again. You see he doesn't have blue or red. So like I said, skip your blue, go straight to his red and then gank mid or top. Power clearing. I would try to spend as least time possible top lane because if it's two tanks, neither one of them is really going to carry the game. Focus your attention bot and mid. I would come top if I felt like Warwick was going to gank it and you think you can win a 2v2 because that's fine because you're putting Warwick behind. You finally come over to his red buff, finally. Please drag it. Okay, you drag it into the bush. That's good. Like you took his red. Malphite's pushed. Yeah, just come up behind him. You played that fine. I'm happy. You came up behind him, you didn't panic, you didn't do anything fancy. Very nice. Shove down turret, you're already here, especially since you have cannon minion. Another good play. Now look, Malphite's still dead. You want him to force him to use his teleport or miss out on a bunch of minions. Finish killing this with your laner and shove it into the turret. Now you see Warwick's mid. He hasn't even taken his, he doesn't have blue buff. I mean, I don't know where his buffs are going. I guess it's ran out and he did take his red. Your ultimate is up. Yasuo would just die, don't ult. I would just go into your jungle and farm it, or wait top to kill Malphite again. But I would try to spend more time and energy bot lane right now, because once again, tanks aren't really going to carry. You finally have your warrior jungle item, so you should have a lot more damage. All right, I'm trying to figure out what you're looking at, because a lot of times you're moving around. I'm not quite sure what's going through your head. Your ult is up. You see Darius. Darius should even be here by himself, so that's a little bit weird. Right now, you should be taking your raids and doing your red. The enemy team got dragon, unfortunately. So Darius engaged. You decide to come down. It wasn't a bad choice because Darius was being a dingleberry. They kill Alistar. You ult Darius. I like it. Well played overall. I would just shove in this lane, to be honest, and then go do my jungle. There's no reason in staying. There's no one else here. So shove that in, leave. You're spending too much time here. At this point, your ult's down. There's no point in staying. Just get out of here, go farm. If you're doing more walking around, your ultimate's down. No reason to be over here. Go into your jungle and get if your ult is down and there's not, and you're not coming up behind the enemy, at least get your buffs, because you're just depriving yourself right now. Malphite way out of position. You get ulted. Oh man, I gotta go back and watch that. Okay. Battle by Yasuo. Yasuo saw the Malzahar and he still ulted anyway, so that was kind of goofy. You guys can't fight a Malzahar with his ult on, since your ult is down and MF is out of mana. See what you do. You get ulted. You honestly didn't have to flash away, because Warwick doesn't have any mana and can't fear you or anything. The flash was a little bit unneeded. At this point, just run. You can't really help MF. Just go do your jungle, man. Spending too much time walking around. You need to get your jungle, start scaling, and go in for a fight whenever your ult is up, typically. You're coming mid. I don't really like this. You shouldn't really be taking his farm in this case. Killing the Herald is good. At this point, when Malzahar backs off and you can't even see him, let your mid laner take this farm. By pushing this, you're not really helping him unless he specifically asks you to help him. In this case, don't do it, because you're just depriving him of gold. Alright, looks like your ultimate is up. Enemy bot lane is non-stop pushing. I would come back bot right now and use your ultimate. Darius way over pushing again. He gets killed. You need to ult Jhin right now. Good. Drop fear Q. That's annoying how your shield didn't block that, but it's whatever. So why didn't you get the kill there? Okay, your flash is down, so that's how he gets away. He just flashes, he lays down a good slow, and for some reason your shield, the interaction with slows like that is it doesn't do anything. Unfortunate. He played it well, and you just didn't have the burst to kill him instantly. That's why I'd really like you to go to Edge of Night. It's whatever. At this point, you just gotta let him go. A little bit of an overchase. It was unfortunate he had his flash up. It's just one of those things, though. At this point, you guys really should have left. Everyone was missing on the minimap. You couldn't really see anybody. So after you guys had killed Darius and you couldn't kill Jhin, you should have just backed off. Malphite comes in, wasting more time. Yeah, just get out of there. You can't help him. Use the plant. You honestly just need to be farming right now. I mean, your ultimate isn't up, and you're just walking back and forth. Nocturne doesn't really have any wave clear, so you're not really helping out your team right now. Warwick engages like a dingleberry. I don't know why. He's going to get himself killed. Looks like your ultimate should be coming up right about now. You're too low to use it. I would either go home or go in my jungle and farm it right now. Dragon is coming up. Cho'Gath's ult is down. You might stay to do dragon. It's just up to you. Alright, let's see. I'm not quite sure what that was. Let's see what happened. Okay, so you decide to ult the Malzahar. The problem with this is he's got a bunch of health and he has 2 levels on you and you're nearly dead. I know your red smite is up, but that's not enough. Don't waste your ultimate in this situation. You're not really fed and he's way healthier than you and has more levels. You do blow his flash, which is good, but it was overall fairly risky. So I just advise against that in the future. Before you ult somebody, take into account how much health they have, how much health you have. Also, the level differential is a pretty big deal. Okay, so you're finally going back. Got a little bit more damage. Your team just, you guys overstay a lot, to be honest. So you're doing your red buff. You can't really save them at this point, and your ultimate is down. There's nothing you can really do. Only thing you could have done differently is maybe go top lane and catch the wave, but getting this farm is really important too. You got your red raptors. In a situation where you wanted to clear all 3 of these camps, come down to your golems first. Do golems red, then raptors, in my opinion. You'll get more faster. Dragon is up. Now it looks like they're taking it. Let's see how you handle it. Jin's almost dead. Warwick's low on health. Darius is dead, and so is their Malphite. You need to take this into account. This should be a free dragon because it's basically 2v4 since Jin's almost dead. So just take dragon. Your ult is down, so there's no reason to even do this. Alright, you die. Once again, when your ult's down, there's no need to do that. Also, like I said, you guys had a mana advantage. You guys had a mana advantage on them, so you should have just taken dragon, forced them to come to you. By going to them, you let Jin do a lot of damage. If Jin had to come to you guys, you could have probably picked him out. Darius is bot lane. You should probably just go kill him, to be honest. He's all by himself. He doesn't know how to play the game. Okay. Let's talk about this. Look at where Darius is. He's under your turret, actually a little bit behind it. It doesn't look like he has any teammates with him. What he's doing is actually very dangerous. Darius doesn't even have a sight stone. What you should do is you should just walk up behind him. You could honestly even wait for Alistar or MF. If he starts to run, then you can ult him, but I would honestly wait for Alistar or the MF. Don't waste your ultimate in this situation since he's already so deep. Luckily you do. Well, you got an assist. It would have been better if you got the kill, but luckily you guys do kill him. Your teammates are way overstaying and getting killed. They're pushing mid. You can't really save this wave. You need to be watching out for them to take Baron. Since you have a couple teammates dead, they could take Baron right now if they were smart. I would work my way over here and potentially try to steal Baron if I felt like I could outsmite him. If not, I would just do jungle and shove out mid after they go for Baron. They don't go for Baron because they're dingleberries. Your ult is down. You can't do anything. There's no reason for you to be here. Whenever your ult is down on Nocturne and your teammates are trying to do dumb shit, just ping away your teammates. Just let them die if they want to die. There's no dragon in this area, and go farm your jungle and wait for your ult to be up. There's no need for you to be dying and wasting time here. So you die. Not surprisingly, you didn't have ult. Okay, your ultimate is now up. So now you don't actually want to be farming. So now that your ult is up. In this case, I guess you can because the enemies aren't actually pushing anywhere. So here I would go golems, wraiths, and then clear out my jungle since you are kind of behind. Don't waste your ghost blade like that. You need your ghost blade if you're going to ult somebody. You don't want to use it for getting around the map. The cooldown's not that short. All right, look where you are. The enemy team has Cho'Gath the dead. If they know what they were doing, they would go take Baron right now. Look where you and Yasuo are. What are you going to do if they go for Baron? Whenever a teammate dies and the majority of the enemy team is mid like this, you need to be in this area, at least mid. That way if they go for Baron, you can stop them. No reason for you and Yasuo to both be bot. Your teammates are getting caught mid. Actually not getting caught. Yasuo got a kill. Let's look at what's happening. So their Darius is honestly dead weight. Look to pick Darius. You know he's not good. He's kind of trolling. I'm not quite sure if he is. He might just be really bad. So look to constantly kill him and put the enemy team behind. Your ultimate is up. And it's 4v3 right here. You saw somebody bot and one of them is dead. So this is a 4v3. I would like it if you ulted this right now. He's also low on mana. I would ult the Malzahar since he's more killable than Malphite right now. Shouldn't have let him go. You guys can't shove in this wave. You don't have Baron buff and they have a lot of wave clear with the Malzahar. So taking these jungle camps is fine. I'm okay with that. Let's go back. So Jhin comes up on you. He's fairly fed. You and him are honestly equally fed if you look at the gold. Let's look at the gold. Yeah, you and him are basic. You actually have more gold than him. You could fight him. Since you have your red smite up and ult, I would honestly turn on him right now. The problem is when Jhin comes up on you, he gets off an auto, a snare, and another auto. If he didn't get off the snare, I would have ulted him, but since he's getting off so much damage, you should just run at this point. I think the ult was a waste. It seemed a little unnecessary. Just Q away and save your ult. Now you're not going to be able to do anything for over 100 seconds. Low on health. I would come in my jungle, farm it out. Or if I felt like they were going to Baron, I'd go back and get some health. Stop walking back in this area though. It's too dangerous. Get your raptors, red golems. Yeah, that was weird for Jhin to do. He cost himself his life. Very strange situation. Your ultimate's almost up again. Your two teammates are getting caught out right now. Even though your ultimate is almost up, I know it's not technically up yet, but the replay's stupid. Even if your ultimate does come up, you shouldn't ult this. He's already dead and you can't really turn it. You really need to be farming your camps a little bit more though, and looking for picks. Now that it is 4v5, you guys can't really fight them. It's actually 3v5 now because Yasuo died. Like here, even if they all flash on him right now, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. Let him be. If he's dumb enough to get caught, he's dumb. He's gonna die. You can't stop that. Just go farm your jungle or shove top right now. You can't stop them from taking dragon. Wasting a lot of time over here. You're putting yourself behind. You could have been farming camps. You're under leveling and under golding yourself right now. See, like exactly, they go in on him. It's like, what are you gonna do? There's more of them than you, so it's like if your friend gets in a fight with 4 bullies at school, and if you jump in, you're just gonna get your ass kicked too. That's what this is. MF fell for the trap and she goes in. I don't know why. Surprisingly, Darius does die. I don't know how. Alistar goes down. MF somehow gets away. Shocker. And you're wasting... I guess you're stuck here now. You can't really go anywhere. You see 2 of them mid. Darius is dead. I might actually ult him right now. I would go in for the kill. I'd wait till he's down to his last shot or reloading and then kill him. Yeah, I'd ult him. Okay, when you saw Warwick there, I wouldn't ult him, but when I didn't see him, I probably would have done it. Because you can burst him pretty quick. Go home. At this point, walk over here and do your golems or go home, because right now you're wasting time. Walking around, just click back. Clicking B will teleport you back to your base. It's the same thing. Your team's having trouble grouping. You guys are constantly getting picked. So after Yasuo gets Malphite ulted into Warwick ult, just walk away. There's nothing you can do here. You need to get your jungle right now so you don't fall any farther behind. And look to kill Darius. Darius is always by himself if you've been paying attention. So work your way over here and just try to kill Darius to get some gold. Because right now you're falling even farther behind. Same thing's happening. They're getting picked while you're standing there. You being there or not isn't going to help them not dying whenever the enemy has a man advantage already. So you're stuck trying to defend turrets. This is not where you want to be, is a Nocturne. That was a good ultimate. They were out of position and it was 3v2. I like that. Finally got a good pick. Okay, let's look on the map. You guys just killed Malzahar, who's one of their most fed players. And Jhin is dead. Over here, there's 3 of them, so you guys should collapse. You could honestly take Baron right now. It's a little bit weird because Warwick might smite steal it. But honestly, I think it's worth trying to push a Baron right now and have Cho'Gath ult it. Because since 2 of them are dead, forcing Baron right now and have Cho ult would be great. You just need to get your team behind it. Ping it, type it, make it happen. Warwick ults. Right now, fear Warwick and get him off your ADC. Always fear the higher damage person 9 out of 10 times. So you do. MF's going to go down. You waste your flash there. Don't flash away when your team's already in on the fight. You need to be in there hitting them while your team's CCing. Don't run away. Alright, you got the kill. Looks like you're gonna die. Okay, you die. That was still honestly worth. 2 of you died and you got like 3 of them. So that was a 2 for 3. That was definitely worth. I don't know how I feel about going for Hex Drinker. I probably would have gone for an Edge of Night or Guardian Angel. Especially your Guardian Angel would counter the Darius ult. It would counter a lot of aspects of their team because they have a very pick central team. They're good at getting picks. Malzahar ult, Malphite ult, Darius ult, Warwick ult. And if you were to get back up from your Guardian Angel when your team engages, that would help you out quite a bit. Let's look at what you're doing. So shit's going down over here. You can't really ult in right now, but he does waste his ult. It's hard to say. That was just honestly your team getting caught out. Not much you could do there. Yasuo needs to run over here and kill the minions so they can't take your turret. Because if you don't have minions with you when you're breaking a turret, it has like 10 times as much armor or something. It's impossible to kill. So Yasuo just needs to run, stall it out. Because they could potentially take an inhibitor. Just use your Q to kill the minions. Looks like Yasuo died. Not much you can do here. This game's honestly wrapping up really quick. So they're just pushing it in. Not much you can do. Darius way over pushing as always. And don't know what he's doing. Okay, so you get off a great ult onto Jhin. He's secluded. You always want to ult a target on Nocturne whenever they're secluded by themselves. No one can help them because you can pretty much solo anybody who's squishy. He flashes. You immediately need to Q right now. You need to immediately Q him right now. I'm not quite sure why you didn't. Also, try to get off your fear immediately whenever you ult them. Like, use your fear right now. I know he did flash away, but if he didn't flash, fear and Q are very important. He turns on to you. Malzahar does. They do kill you. However, Malzahar does use his ult, so it's not too big of a deal. Ideally, after you killed Malzahar, you would have backed off sooner so you wouldn't have died. That way you guys could have gotten Baron, but it's whatever. It's 4v2 mid right now. Your team should be looking for a pick. Actually, your team could go Baron. What am I thinking? It's hard to say. What I would do if I was your team, I would clear out vision and act like we're going to Baron, and then I'd wait in a bush and then kill them. Because the problem is if you start Baron, it's technically a 4v4 and it's not really safe to take it. So you should act like you're gonna go take it, clear vision, like go in this bush with sweeper, come over here, and then walk back and kill them all. That's what I would do. Cho'Gath all by himself. I guess just ping him sooner so he doesn't do that. He wastes flash. Warwick's got the blood scent. Cho'Gath's not going to get away at this point. Yeah, they're dead. 2 of your teammates are dead. MF's going down. Can't really stop Warwick. Oh, you can. You got off the fear, dude. Very nice. Good job helping MF there, because whenever you hit Warwick, it takes away his movement speed bonus. Thing is, 2 of your teammates are dead. Actually, 3 of your teammates are dead. Crap. Yeah, the game's over at this point. There's not much you can do. Yeah. If you ult anybody, like, whenever... There's nothing you could have done anyways. But whenever they're all grouped up like that, you're obviously not going to get a kill. First and foremost, your start was okay. Don't walk around so much whenever you're clearing your camps. Just get your Raptors red, go to your Wolves blue, Gromp. Don't walk around so much in between camps. You're wasting a lot of time there. Try to get your ultimate as fast as possible and then gank. You did go for a decent gank on Malphite. However, you were being lazy and didn't walk around. You just walked straight at him from here. So if a gank does present itself, don't be lazy and take the lazy route. Go around to secure the kill. Because if you get up behind them, then usually you can kill them because they'll have to walk past you. In the mid and late game, if your ultimate isn't down, don't walk around so much. Like, you were over here for like 3 or 4 minutes, like walking around the whole time. Like, all of your camps were up and there was no way you could have gotten a kill. You were putting yourself really far behind and never really got your proper items. When your teammates are out of position and you know you can't fight because some of your teammates are already dead, just ping them back. There's nothing you guys can do here. When there's more of them and less of you, nothing you can do. You just got to give up Dragon, take camps, and push out the other lane so they don't take Baron. Also, when enemies are all mid, don't hang out bot because they could take Baron. So when it's past 20 minutes into the game, you and Yasuo were a bot. If they were smart, they would have taken Baron. Final thing I'm going to say on Nocturne is he's not the strongest in the meta right now, but if you're going to play him, really, you need to get to level 6. If you are going to gank a lane, make sure it's free. Make sure you're going to get at least a flash, if not a kill. Otherwise, stay in your jungle and farm. Once you are level 6, try to gank the lane that will matter most. For example, once you're level 6, don't come up here and gank Malphite. If you gank Malphite at level 6, big whoopty fucking dude. He's a tank. He's just going to tank late game anyways. Try to gank your bot lane, get your ADC a kill, or get yourself a kill, because damage is what carries games late game. Tanks are tanks. Tanks don't do anything different whether they're fed or not late game. Other than that, there's not much to say. I don't necessarily recommend Nocturne right now in the current meta. You can make them work if you listen to some of my tips that I give you. It wasn't the worst game. You did play okay. You should have really been abusing Darius more for over pushing and focused more on the bot lane rather than the enemy top and mid lane. It's very difficult to gank an enemy Malzahar, and he also looked like he might have been smurfing. I'm not sure. It could have just been like a silver or a gold smurf. That's going to wrap up this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned anything or this helped you out, make sure you don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out immensely. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next video.
Yeah.